Good morning. My name is Kim Kuyat. I'm the Environmental Policy Analyst with the Department of Public Works Environmental Services. I'd like to thank you for joining us this morning. We're here at the Lincoln Avenue Self-Help to talk about, to bring together kind of a call to action to people to recycle and to talk about a Earth Day challenge. First off, I'd like to introduce the mayor to talk about the city's efforts to recycle televisions and computers. Mayor Barrett.
Thank you very much. Well, I want to begin by thanking Kimberly for doing all the work here. She wrote the grant request. She's obviously handling the media here today, and she's off to a great start this morning. So thank you for doing all your hard work. I'm pleased to announce that the City of Milwaukee is taking part in the Great Lakes 2008 Earth Day Challenge issued by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. I'd like to thank the city's partners, Keep Greater Milwaukee Beautiful, the Italian Community Center, Midwest Computer Recyclers, and WISN 12 for their participation and support. In an effort to protect the health of Lake Michigan, the city is hosting an electronic scrap collection event on Saturday, April 26th at the Italian Community Center to collect old televisions, like this beautiful one, which would be the new television at the Barrett household, and the computers for proper recycling. Recycling televisions and computers reduces the risks of toxins contained in these products being released into our air and water. Too often, unwanted household electronics are thrown out and end up in the landfill. That's what we want to end. In fact, discarded electronics are the fastest growing segment of municipal solid waste, of the municipal solid waste stream. In 2009, as the nation converts from antenna television to a digital television format, a sharp increase in discarded televisions is expected. But not all traditional televisions need to be thrown out. If you are one of the more than 13 million Americans with analog televisions, you still have options. If you have cable television or satellite or telephone company television, you can get something with that conversion that will be seamless. Others, for those that are thrown out, only 15 to 20% are recycled. Approximately 9% are stored away in attics and basements. And again, the Barrett household has about 4% of those alone. I encourage everyone to take part in the Great Lakes Challenge and recycle your televisions or computers on April 26th as part of the city's electronic collection event. Help protect Lake Michigan, save resources, and save energy. Thank you, and back to you.
I'd like to introduce Mr. Bharat Mathur, who is the Deputy Regional Administrator for the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. They are the agency that's issuing the Earth Day Challenge across the Great Lakes region. And to talk more about that, Mr. Mathur.
Thank you, Kim. Mayor Barrett, it's a pleasure to be in Milwaukee and with you again.
Thank you.
Particularly talking about protecting Lake Michigan and the environment. You know, Earth Day is one of the favorite days at EPA because it's when we mark the anniversary of the founding of our agency in 1970. Here in EPA Region 5, though, we're especially excited about Earth Day this year because we have an excellent way for everybody, not just the governments, but everybody, to participate. It's called the Great Lakes 2008 Earth Day Challenge. We're encouraging you to recycle old or unwanted electronics. That is the challenge that I'm here to give today to everybody in Milwaukee. During Earth Week, which is April 19th through the 27th, we want to collect 1 million pounds of electronics for recycling and collect 1 million pills for disposal. That's a lot, and we need your help to make that happen. The City of Milwaukee and the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District are amongst 26 communities and organizations around the Great Lakes selected to receive a total of $500,000 in EPA grants. So your application was successful. A total of over 100 communities and organizations have stepped up around the Great Lakes to meet this challenge. As we all know, the Great Lakes are an irreplaceable national treasure. They are the largest source of fresh water on Earth, and they provide drinking water to over 33 million of us. They are also vital to commerce and recreation in the upper Midwest. Recycling unwanted electronics and medicines will help prevent contaminants from polluting the Great Lakes as well as the waterways that empty into the Great Lakes. So please take some time to clean out your closets, shelves, basements, and properly recycle those old and unwanted computers and bring them to the city's collection on April 26th. Once again, I'd like to thank the Mayor, Kevin Schaefer of the District, Preston Cole of the Department of Public Works, and the Commissioner. I'd like to acknowledge also the support of Keep Greater Milwaukee Beautiful, the Midwest Computer Recyclers, the Italian Community Center, and WISN 12. Thank you, and have a happy Earth Day.
Thank you, Mr. Mathur. We're certainly it certainly takes more than the city to participate in the challenge, and I'm going to call up Rick Meyers, the city's recycling specialist. He's going to talk a little bit about what you see before you in terms of the deconstructed televisions and computers, and explain a little bit about what happens to those and how those are truly recycled. Rick?
Morning. The electronics products that, as the mayor mentioned, are the fastest growing sector of the municipal solid waste stream is something that's important to the city of Milwaukee and a lot of communities because of some of the hazardous components that can be found in these products. And that's why it's so important to keep them out of the landfill, so that some of the lead, cadmium, mercury, other precious metals that could leach into the groundwater, so that we keep those, we get them responsibly recycled and protect our environment. There is a cost to do that, and that's why we're very grateful to the U.S. EPA for this grant that helps us with this one-day collection event on April 26th, where we will be accepting televisions in addition to computer equipment. Now, aside from those items that are hazardous and we want to keep out of the landfill, there are also materials that are very valuable in these products. And precious metals, gold and silver and copper, that can be returned to our economy. So together with our electronic recycling partners, we're able to, through our collection events, recover these materials. What you see over here is a television that and its component parts after it has been taken apart and broken down into its commodities that can then be resold. Virtually all the weight from these products is recycled when it's brought to a recycler. And so the plastics are all recovered and sent to markets that may make consumer products such as the casing on new cameras or other things like that. The steel and copper and aluminum, all that is taken to mills and right back into new products. The circuit boards are sent somewhere where all those various metals in there, the little bits of gold and so on that are valuable, can be shredded up and those metals brought back out and put back into our economy. So recovering these products is not only important to protect the groundwater and Great Lakes and the environment, but it's also important for our economy because we're restoring some very valuable materials that otherwise would be acquired through mining and other destructive environmental practices. So we're very happy to be able to offer the opportunities for the public to recycle both computer equipment and through at our ongoing self-help sites, and then also televisions at our one-day event, April 26th. Over here is a TV and its parts. Over here we have a printer and some of its parts. Okay, well, we want to thank everybody for coming, and once again thank our sponsors and the U.S. EPA for funding our collection of it.